Howdy folks, finally back with another video, coin video here. It's been a few months. Do a little something different here. Within the last year or so, I had purchased this Indian head cent book with a number of dates. Couple of the good ones, a few of the good ones, like the Flying Eagle cents in there, some of the older ones. Number of the 70 cents missing, and of course the tough one to get, like the 1877 and 1908s and 1909s missing out of it. A lot of these aren't in the best of shape, but I've got, as you may see here, a few upgrades and some to fill the missing spots in there. A couple varieties that, well, like the 1864 L and the ribbon cent, that is one that's in the books, and I haven't looked and seen if the open or close three, if they got both of them in this book or not. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of these that are a little better shape than ones in here. This is going to be my backup book now. Move them over into the nicer Whitman Classic book here. The one thing that is kind of cool about this 1864, it's not in the best of shape, but if you look, it's got about a probably 30-degree rotated die. I know that some of the older cents, this was a little more common, but I know, like, later Indian head cents, that maybe that wasn't quite as prevalent as some of the earlier large cents, but that's kind of cool. If the coin was in better shape, it's definitely at the best of G4. I'd probably send it in, but this one does fill a spot in my book that I know wasn't in this book here, so that's going to go into the new book. But we'll come back. Maybe we'll get move what I need. Oh, I guess I do got a few to check through here also. Might feel, be better shape than some of the ones in this book, but we'll be back in a little bit. We'll get them transferred over. Maybe we'll do them page by page and kind of go over what I got and what I'm still going to have to get yet. I do have a couple that I have purchased that, well, in the last couple days, and I'm going to a coin show this next weekend and try to fill out a few of them I'm missing. I know that there's still a few in there that I got these at the local coin store here where I live, and some of them, some of the dates they didn't have, so we'll see what we got and what we need yet. Okay, as you can see, I used quite a few of those in those packages. I did leave the 1861 out of my book. I've got a better one coming than that one. I took quite a few out of the other book, but there is still, that'll be my backup book. And thanks to Nubs, Those I had in that container. I used quite a few of them in this book that were of better quality. So thanks to Nub Hunt's Treasure and his old Indian scent tiers or donation items, which that's pretty cool. Well, I'll kind of go through these. The Flying Eagles up here, of course, the 1856, that spot you'll never fill. There was only a couple thousand of those made, and you aren't going to find them. That'll be an empty spot forever. The lowest price on even a good grade one is in the several $1,000s. Like I said, the 1861, I've got one, but I got a better one coming, so I'll leave that spot out. Okay, and that up through 64, those were all the copper nickel, what they call the fatty Indians, the thick coins. And then in 64, they went to the bronze. I had got this 1864 with the L. It's not in very good shape, but you can identify the 64 with the L as the bottom left-hand corner of the bust comes down to a point. It's a lot better than the regular one. It has kind of a rounded bottom left-hand corner of the bust. And what is it, 1869 through, 1879 are all better key date. The biggest key date being the 77. There were only, I don't know, 500,000 or so of those minted. But all these others, the 69 through the 79, are all under 10 million. And the 69 9/9, they were fairly common, but I've looked at a few of them. You're going to pay pretty good money to get a good quality one of those. And then I'm missing the 70 and 71. So hopefully this weekend I'll be able to get a couple of these filled there at the coin show. Then moving on to the second page. I mean, a lot of these aren't in very good quality. And like some of these that I pulled out of the package, they were in better shape. There wasn't as much or very little corrosion that's kind of common with these bronze cents. There might be, maybe the 1868, if I can find one. That's one that I'd maybe want to replace. And maybe the 1864 fatty Indian that I got there would be maybe a couple that I'd like to replace, get the corroded pennies out. And then there's an 1895 there that I'd like to be able to find, or 85, and then even the 95 has a little bit on it. Corrosion-wise, I'd like to at least get rid of them. And of course, there's a lot of upgrades, but I got this page pretty well full. All but the two key date, 1908S and the 1909S. Of course, in 09S, there's, I think, even less than the 77s. There's what, maybe 300,000 or 400,000 of those that were actually minted. The 08S, there was a little over 1 million, and I actually have a coin coming in pretty decent shape to fill that spot. I figured if I'm going to replace or fill some of these more expensive coins like the 69 or 9/9 and those two, I just as well buy better pennies that I'm not going to upgrade again. Spend the money now, one time, versus trying to keep upgrading. And then, like I say, I'll go, hopefully at the coin show, there's some people that got some Indian head pennies cents down at the show that are in a little better shape that I can pick through and pull out some nicer examples. But I pretty well got that book full, just missing a few. But I'll do an update. Like I say, I know I got 2 of them coming. Maybe if I get a couple more of them this weekend or some upgrades, I might do an update here in a week or 2. Need to get working on some coin videos again. I've got several mail opening videos I need to do. So anyway, hope you enjoyed looking at my collection, and thanks for watching. The one thing I could add, I know I showed it at the beginning, this 1873, what they call an open 3. They had an open 3 and a closed 3. And it was all basically the font that the 3 had the ends of the 3 were closer together and a little tighter. So basically a different font. And the 2 that I had in these packages, they were both open 3s. The closed 3, what they called the closed 3, basically the same value. Must have been about the same number of them made, but closed 3 is worth a little bit more in high value. Like I said, 70 cents were pretty low mintage, so they aren't cheap trying to find decent quality examples of them, but it can be done. But that will go into my backup album. They were both of the 2 I had were the open 3s. The other one just wasn't marked.